Hi, and welcome to Paper Route Scrapbooking. I'm Nadine, and today I'm starting with a sketch from the 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life, Series 18. Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am starting with a sketch from Series 18 of 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life. All of the sketches are sent to Christy specifically to be used for the series. And if you feel inspired by sketches, you can find all of the sketches from all 18 series in the albums section of Christy's Facebook group called 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life. You can find a link to that in the description of this video, along with a link to a collaborative playlist where all of the scrappy YouTubers who are using their sketches from this series can add their videos, and viewers like you can watch a variety of interpretations of each sketch. Today we have Kristen Foster, who is scrapping on the fly over on Instagram and YouTube. And Kristen has made this beautiful day 15 sketch that has this kind of beach vibe to it. But my photo is not beachy, so I'm just going to roll with that. I love this circle idea, so I'm going to roll with the circle idea. I really like the idea of having 1, 2, 3 embellishment spots and maybe some, I don't know, border strips or something interesting across the bottom here. So I am working with my roadside attractions photos, and if you've been following along with my series, you'll know that yes, this is what I'm working on this time around. And this one is a totem pole found in Jasper, Alberta. And it's pretty cool. And so I want to scrapbook that. I am going to use one of the Canadian, actually it's 2 Canada collections from Photoplay. This one is, I think, O Canada 2 and O Canada. And then I had both, so I think I threw them together. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to choose my background paper, which is going to be, dun, da, da, da. I know it's shocking, right? From O Canada 2, and it's going to be the wood grain paper. And from there, I think I'm just going to scoop up all these ones that have the red on them, and I'm going to go with this color palette here. And yes, I had decided that before I turned on the camera because it was a lot to choose from, and I was like, I'm going to have decision fatigue before I've done this video if I don't try to figure that out before I turn the camera on, so you're welcome. Okay, so next up I'm going to have to cut some circles, so I'm going to pause and just pop over to my glass mat where I can use my circle cutter to cut some circles. I don't have a circle cutter that will cut this big, so I might just trace something and cut. So hang on, I will be right back. All right, so off camera I went and I picked a couple of frames to go with my photos because there were frames in the die cut packs. My photo and my journaling. And I typed up my journaling. I stamped on the date as well so that I had that available to me. And now I just need to trim off this branding strip from the base paper, and we can start gluing things down, figuring things out. So I think I'm going to use Black Soot Distress ink. There are black elements in this collection as well, so I think that's going to go nicely. I'm thinking maybe I might use a black alpha too to make my title. So let's start with that. Okay, so we have ink on all of those, and just going to put some adhesive down and try to tack these circle pieces down in kind of the same sort of order I guessed on the sizes of circles. This one I did end up just tracing. Actually, the circle cutter, the one that makes the smaller versions of circles, is pretty big around because the blade goes in the center. And so I just traced the outside of that, and it seemed to work pretty good at getting something that kind of almost took up the entire bottom width of the page like that, like what was on here. So that worked out nice. I'm going to add this circle right down in the center. This one has all of the icons on it that include like the totem, right? So there's totems in this one. So I thought this would be a good add to my layout, a good paper to use. And then I'm going to put this one up in the corner, and Kirsten has it, Kirsten or Kristen, sorry, I'm really bad with names, has it so that it's kind of poking off the top and the bottom. So I am going to do that, and then I'm just going to trim that off. There, so now it's back to a square background there. Okay, so here we have my journaling, which I'm kind of using this as a representation of journaling at the moment, so we'll see how that goes. But I might move it to the other side actually. And then for this, I think I'm going to ink around the edges of the frame. So now do I want? I'm kind of thinking I might like it better this way because of the little heart on this frame. There, I do actually think I like that better. And then I need a title. So in all of this, I have this old Dots and Stripes Echo Park sticker sheet, Alpha, and it's kind of old. I don't see a date or anything on it, but I know it's probably came in like a collection kit. They used to tuck these into collection kits back in the day. And I don't know what I want my title to be yet, so maybe I'll pause, hang on, and see what I can come up with. Okay, so I found a title that I had all the letters for and I really liked, and then I'm just going to adhere down my journaling date and photo. And then we have kind of all the basics here, and we just need to find some embellishments to go on the layout. So I'm going to just put this so that the little heart is showing through on the wood grain card or wood grain background. I was going to say wood grain cardstock. It's been a day. Okay, so then this one, for my photo, I popped it up on some what is this, scrap chipboard pieces, which if you've been watching, I've been doing this kind of all month, and I showed it in my whole kit and caboodle series too last month, so not new information, but good information to have. So I just cut apart the little scraps from my leftover chipboard after I've used up all of the elements, and I use it to pop things up on my layouts as opposed to using my foam tape, which I also love, but I like to get as much out of my supplies as I can. So there's that. So now we have our photo, our journaling, our date, and our titles. We have all the things necessary for the layout, but it's pretty plain, so let's get some stuff on here. So I did go through both ephemera packs and I didn't pull out things necessarily that are going to for sure go on here. What I pulled out was things that could potentially go on here, because there was a lot of stuff in here that was like Canada Day themed or winter sports themed or maple syrup themed, and I was like, that's not really what I'm looking for. But so I pulled out things that I thought, okay, yeah, I could probably use that, right? So like maybe this element, I have 2 of those. And then I pulled out some frames. I don't know if I'm going to use any more frames. I did use frames for both my photo and my journaling, so I thought that was pretty cool. I also have these stamped images. So I have a few of these. I have a friend that I scrapbook with, Marg, and she has this stamp. So one time when we were at a crop together, I borrowed her stamp and stamped some images to take home for myself. And yeah. That worked out. True North, Strong and Free could totally go on here. This one says True North. I also like that. I like the O Canada as well. Maybe that can go up here. Do I want to tuck this in, or maybe this one? This might be fun to tuck in kind of in behind. as just like an extra so that I have 3 frames. I don't know, it might look good, right? Okay, so I'm going to put adhesive on this. There we go. There, okay. And then maybe one of these could tuck in there too. What do you think? Is that kind of fun? The Canada symbol. Maybe it needs to pop up a little bit. That's cute. Okay. I like it. So we'll get some of this on here. So these are kind of our bigger elements, and then we'll pull in the sticker stuff and see what they've got there as well. I love this one with the mountains because we were in the mountains when we saw this particular totem. Let's get this one on. I think it can go just under here. There we go. Do I want this one? I don't think I need it. I have a couple of other things. I have another frame, but I think I'm good for frames now. I have some stamped. I have the pop out from the heart there. I have this that says A. I like this one better maybe, you betcha. That's definitely a Canadian thing we say all the time. I have this heart, so I have a heart here. I could put another heart here somewhere. This little guy can go with my journaling. And I don't think I'm going to put the moose on. I think we already have him quite a bit on here. Do I want this extra circle? Trying to decide. I feel like there's already 3 circles, so I feel like the 4th circle kind of messes with things. What about the heart? I do like the... Put it right here, it fits really nice. And then maybe that's another good place for my other little maple leaf. So this totem actually replaced another totem. So there was a different one there when I was growing up. And this one was, it says it was replaced in, I looked it up, what did it say, 2011. And this one was carved by a couple of brothers. And I thought it was cute because the brothers who made it told the story with the totem of 2 brothers. It's like, I think that was actually is that the name of the story? The Tale of 2 Brothers? Story told of 2 Haida brothers who, out of curiosity and a spirit of adventure, traveled long ago from the west coast to the Rocky Mountains. So apparently that's one of their, the Indigenous peoples of Canada, that's one of the stories that they told. So like, of course, if you think about what life would have been like back then, the Rocky Mountains would have been difficult to traverse, right? But they did do it. And they have stories about it. So that was one of their legends that was told many, many times, their oral history. So I thought that was really cool that 2 brothers created it, and that was the story that was told with the totem. And this is not sticking, so let's try again. There we go. Okay, I think we got somewhere there. And then I have some sticker things. So I have these ones from, I think these were from the Dollar Tree. Let me scooch this back into view here. I could put a few of these on. So I do like this idea here under my journaling. I think that's about it. What else? I like this Made in Canada. That definitely works with what we're doing here. We have these, so I don't want that. We have a couple of other, I like, maybe this one could go, nah, it's too similar. I was thinking here, but I don't think it, no, that's not the vibe I want. I also have, these maple leaves, so I don't really feel like I need those. Okay, so that's that. What else we got? We got 2 sticker sheets. We have Oh Canada, and what do we got on here? I see a lot of flags, hearts, maple leaves. Where else do we have things or want things? So I have a heart here and a heart up here. Maybe I could put a heart on this one. Let's go with this color of heart. Maybe right out of here. And then I have a maple leaf here and a maple leaf here. So let's pick a maple leaf to go down here. And then I think that's about it. I do like this little word strip that says I love Canada. So I'm just going to ink these up, and then I'm going to grab some enamel dots, and we will finish up the layout. There we go. Okay, and then just some enamel dots. So I'm trying to use these ones, and I think I could probably get the white on here. So let's go with that. So we're going to go maybe one, oops, yikes, one here, and then 2 little ones, one up here and one over here. I feel like that's not a very good triangle. How about over here? Okay, and then I have a medium one, and it's going to go up here with my maple leaf, and then I have 2 little ones. I'm going to tuck one under here, and one's going to go with my heart. And I might scooch those around a bit. Okay, and then I have another medium one, and it's going to go, where's this one going to go? Maybe right on my banner. And then I have one tiny one that can definitely go right there. And then I'll grab another tiny one from one of these other packs. Okay. And then one more up here, and I think we are done. So this is my completed layout for today, and I hope that you are feeling inspired. There will be a close-up shot and a couple of detail shots at the end of the video, and if you are looking for more of my layouts, you can always check Instagram. I usually post my layouts over there. I also post my layouts to my Facebook page. I would love to have you guys over there as well. A big thank you to Christy for putting on another series of 30 Days of Sketches, and to our sketch creator today, who is Miss Kristen Foster, scrapping on the fly here on YouTube and over on Instagram. Please go and give her some love. And if you are here from the 30 Days of Sketches playlist, thank you so much for spending time on my channel. I really appreciate you, and I appreciate you being here. And I think that's it for today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below, and I will get back to you just as soon as I can. Have a great day, everyone. Bye for now.